Peacocks. To clarify a common point of confusion, the term peacock properly refers only to the male bird. The female is called a peahen, and their offspring are known as peachicks. Collectively, the entire group is referred to as peafowl. Despite this distinction, the word peacock is frequently used in everyday language to describe the species as a whole, largely because the male's striking appearance draws the most attention. There are three primary species of peafowl in the world. The most famous is the Indian Peafowl, Pavo cristatus, native to the Indian subcontinent and widely introduced across the globe. The second is the Green Peafowl, Pavo muticus, native to Southeast Asia, which is listed as an endangered species due to habitat loss and hunting. The third, and least known, is the Congo peafowl, Afropavo congensis, which inhabits the dense rainforests of the Congo Basin in Africa. Each species adapted uniquely to its environment, yet all share the distinct physical traits and behaviors that make peafowl so recognizable. The physical appearance of the male Indian peafowl is one of nature's grandest visual spectacles. The bird's head, neck, and breast are covered in deep, shimmering cobalt blue feathers that reflect light with a metallic sheen. Atop its head sits a delicate fan-shaped crest of feathers resembling a crown. However, the defining feature of the peacock is its magnificent tail, commonly called the train. Contrary to popular belief, this train is not made of the bird's actual tail feathers. Instead, it consists of highly elongated upper tail covert feathers. The true tail feathers lie underneath, serving as a sturdy structural support when the male lifts and spreads its train into a massive fan. A fully grown peacock's train can reach over 5 feet in length and accounts for more than 60% of the bird's total body length. Each individual feather on the train ends in a striking eye-like marking known as an ocellus. These eyes feature rich shades of iridescent green, gold, turquoise, and deep violet. The brilliant colors of a peacock's train are not created by pigments alone. Instead, they are the result of microscopic structural coloration. Tiny, organized microstructures on the feather barbules reflect specific wavelengths of light, creating an ever-shifting, shimmering effect as the bird moves through sunlight. In contrast, the female peahen possesses a much more subdued appearance. Her body is covered predominantly in mottled brown, gray, and cream feathers, with subtle iridescent green tones along her neck. She lacks the long train and vibrant colors of the male. While this difference might seem unfair at first glance, it serves a critical evolutionary purpose. Peahens spend long periods incubating eggs on the ground and caring for vulnerable peachicks. Their dull, camouflaged plumage allows them to blend seamlessly into dry leaves, tall grass, and underbrush, hiding them from potential predators like jackals, leopards, and birds of prey. The grand train of the peacock exists almost entirely for courtship. During the mating season, male peacocks establish territories and perform elaborate displays to attract peahens. When a female approaches, the male lifts his train vertically and fans it out into a wide, shimmering arc. He then vibrates the feathers rapidly from the base, producing a rustling sound often described as a soft rattle or shudder. This rapid motion causes the iridescent eye spots to shimmer while keeping the center of the fan remarkably steady. Scientists and evolutionary biologists have long studied this dramatic behavior. Charles Darwin famously remarked that the sight of a peacock's tail made him sick, as it initially seemed to contradict his theory of natural selection. A long, heavy train requires significant energy to grow, makes flying difficult, and alerts predators to the bird's presence. However, Darwin resolved this dilemma by developing the theory of sexual selection. The peahen acts as the selective force. By consistently choosing males with the longest, brightest, and most symmetrical trains, she ensures that only the healthiest, strongest males pass on their genes. A vibrant train demonstrates that the male has a strong immune system, good nutrition, and the vitality required to survive despite carrying such an obvious physical handicap. Beyond their visual displays, peacocks are remarkably vocal birds. They communicate using a wide array of calls, ranging from high-pitched honks to loud, piercing screams that sound remarkably like a human crying out for help. Their most famous call, often transcribed as may-or, can carry over long distances through dense forests. Peacocks use these vocalizations to announce their presence, challenge rival males, and raise alarms when danger threatens. During the rainy season, their calling increases significantly, leading many cultures to associate the peacock's voice with the arrival of the monsoon. Despite their heavy bodies and massive trains, peacocks are capable of flight. They cannot sustain long-distance migration, but they fly short distances with surprisingly powerful wing beats. Flight is essential for their survival, allowing them to escape ground predators and reach safe roosting sites high in the branches of tall trees. When evening falls, peafowl gather in groups to roost in elevated trees or high building structures, where they stay safe until morning light. In their wild habitats, peafowl are omnivorous foragers. Their diet is diverse and adaptable, consisting of seeds, berries, fallen fruits, tender shoots, and grain. They are also active hunters of insects, small rodents, lizards, and frogs. Crucially, peacocks are renowned for their ability to hunt and consume small snakes, including venomous species like cobras. They use their agile footwork and sharp beaks to attack and kill snakes, making them valuable allies to agricultural communities across Asia. Peafowl live in small social groups called parties, which typically consist of one male and several females, along with young birds. Outside of the breeding season, males sometimes form loose bachelor groups. Breeding occurs during the wet season when food is abundant. After successful courtship, the peahen constructs a simple, concealed nest on the ground, usually hidden within thick foliage or tall grass. She lays a clutch of 4 to 8 pale, buff-colored eggs and incubates them for roughly 28 days. Peachicks are precocial, meaning they hatch fully covered in down feathers and are able to walk and forage alongside their mother within hours of birth. The peahen is an attentive parent, teaching her young how to locate food, recognize warning calls, and find cover from predators. The chicks grow rapidly, developing adult-style feathers within a few months, though young males do not grow their full, majestic trains until they reach 3 years of age. Throughout human history, the peacock has held immense cultural, religious, and political significance across various civilizations. In Hinduism, the peacock is deeply revered. It serves as the sacred mount, Vahana, of Lord Kartikeya, the god of war, and Lord Ganesha. The peacock feather is also famously associated with Lord Krishna, who wears one tucked into his crown as a symbol of divine beauty and grace. Because of its historic and cultural importance, India declared the Indian Peafowl as its national bird in 1963, granting it full protection under wildlife conservation laws. In ancient Greek mythology, the peacock was connected to Hera, the queen of the gods. According to legend, Hera placed the 100 eyes of her faithful multi-eyed servant Argus onto the tail of her favorite bird, creating the distinctive eye spots seen today. In Christian art and iconography, the peacock became an early symbol of immortality and resurrection. Ancient observers believed that the flesh of a peacock did not decay after death, and the bird's annual cycle of shedding its train after the breeding season and growing a new one every spring served as a powerful metaphor for spiritual rebirth. During the height of the Persian Empire and later royalty in South Asia, the peacock served as a supreme symbol of regal authority and wealth. The legendary peacock throne, constructed for the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in the 17th century, featured encrusted jewels, gold, and sculpted peacocks framing the royal seat. Across East Asia and Europe, possessing peacocks in royal gardens was a clear statement of wealth, prestige, and aristocratic status. In modern times, peafowl have adapted remarkably well to human environments. Introduced populations thrive in urban parks, botanic gardens, and rural estates across North America, Europe, and Australia. In many suburban areas where climate conditions are suitable, escaped peafowl have established feral populations. While many residents enjoy their stunning visual presence, feral peacocks sometimes cause minor friction with human neighbors due to their loud calls early in the morning, their habit of eating garden flowers, and their tendency to scratch the paint on parked cars when reacting to their own reflections. From a conservation standpoint, the three peafowl species face different realities. The Indian peafowl enjoys a large, stable population and strong legal protection across India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka, placing it in the category of least concern on the IUCN Red List. However, the green peafowl faces severe threats. Widespread habitat destruction, deforestation, agricultural expansion, and hunting for its meat and feathers have reduced its range across Southeast Asia dramatically, earning it an endangered status. Conservation efforts are currently underway in countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia to protect remaining green peafowl habitats and combat illegal poaching. The Congo peafowl remains vulnerable due to political instability and habitat fragmentation within its native African rainforests. In summary, the peacock is far more than just a beautiful bird. It represents a fascinating biological study in sexual selection, structural coloration, and ecological adaptation. It is a capable predator of pests, a dedicated parent, and an enduring icon in art, religion, and folklore across the globe. Whether strutting across a rural field in India, calling out from high tree branches, or displaying its brilliant fan in a public park, the peacock continues to command attention, reminding us of the extraordinary diversity and beauty found within the natural world.